everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. So we actually got some action. We got the release of Armored Batman regular and deluxe, which is the battle damage. And we got the release pictures, the blogger pictures of the blue and gray Batman from the Flash as well. So everybody should be thanking Ash for me being here, because there was no way I was streaming tonight for any other reason whatsoever. Ash was telling, pretty much begging me. He was on his knees. God, please, God, stream. So here I am, just for him. Just for him. So thank you, everybody, guys. There's 2 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. I didn't expect a lot of people. Obviously, everybody's busy with Thanksgiving. But since Ash is from Australia, they don't celebrate the kangaroo eating over there. So that's why I didn't expect a lot of people. Guys, there's 6 of you guys here. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you, everybody. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving or is having a good Thanksgiving. Whoever's still eating and stuff. I just ate. I am so full. I never want to see food ever again. That's what happens every year. I'm not a person who loves leftovers by any means. I hate leftovers. Do I eat them sometimes? Sometimes. But overall, I hate reheating food. It never tastes the same. So that's my situation right now. I am so full. I am so full. Let's see who's in the house. Guys, there's 8 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. We got Ash in. He better be here. You better be here, because this is for you. I'm doing. What's up, crackers? Happy Thanksgiving to all my U.S. friends. Ron, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
We got Bobo. Happy Thanksgiving to Bobo. Where's Bobo?
How you doing?
Parade, food, football, fashion, just your typical Thanksgiving. Yeah, actually, I watched the parade. I think the parade this year was about 17 hours long, it felt like. So a lot of music, a lot of action. I don't know why the Toys R Us float was there. Jeffrey was on top. I don't know. Again, I thought they were gone, but it was kind of cool to see. As says, looks like someone effed up. Isn't the red thing supposed to be under the turkey's beak? What is he talking about? Looks like a this guy. Oh, you're talking about the thumbnail. Bob did it. Bob did it as usual. Oh my God. I'm like, when you asked me that before, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what turkey thing? So that's why I didn't even answer, because I was like, what is he talking about? I think you're talking about the thumbnail. Unreal. Looks like he's crying blood. What do you mean lies? Am I not here for you? Am I not here for you?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Go ahead. Tell me I'm not here for you right now. Unbelievable. Leah, my friend, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Cassandra, happy Thanksgiving. Where's Brad Bum?
Hello!
Where's keeping Brad morning, afternoon? Yeah. Keep him out of the kitchen. Because I know he likes to wear his apron and make his little cupcakes. Oh my God. Gilbert, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome. Shame on you. Unbelievable. What happened? No, just the typical Brad making his cupcakes. Unreal. Oh man. Kept asking Brad for help, and apparently Brad Fabs were chatting. Oh yeah, no, we were talking earlier. He was sending me his usual Down syndrome videos. Oh my God. Roman Helmet, welcome. Nice to see you.
Hello!
Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, I did. I'm a selfish happy. Yeah, selfish happy. So, guys, like I said, we got some action. Thank God. Thank God. Because if we had nothing to talk about, it would have been kind of awkward, especially with 9 of you. We should be at 9 likes, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, please. So as you can see, we got the Flash blue and gray Batman with Keaton's 89 Keaton's face and Keaton face plates and Keaton symbol and the belt from the Flash movie. So if you notice these pictures, I don't know if you guys saw them already, but if you pay attention, they didn't focus on that funky mouth plate that looks ridiculous on it. And I'm going to go through the pictures real quickly before I get into the actual, what they look like. And if you pay attention, it is very nice, right? They didn't focus. They didn't. I don't know. Again, I don't know what these promo pictures, whoever's taking these promo pictures, are making the figures look retarded and ugly and not appealing. Every time something like that happens, the community just has a blast with them and starts making fun of them and starts bashing them. And then what happens when they sell out? They start crying. I just got some news that apparently in one of the forums, people are crying about the figure going for double the price now because they're a bunch of bums. This community gets off on making fun of product and then they go cry about it. Like I said, it was going to happen. All these people, oh, look, it looks like shit. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, can somebody get me one, please? Happens every time. Every single time. So, see, they didn't use that funky face in any of them, really. As you can see, the bloody one is different than the other one. But look at the difference. Way better, way nicer. And one thing, guys, that I didn't think was possible, which it looks like is possible, but I told you guys, I said maybe, because somebody asked that. Somebody said, do you think we're going to get the empty cowl look? I said, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to take the, the eyeballs out, not the eyeballs, obviously, because rolling eyes come out, but that black piece in the back of the mask. And it looks like, see, they didn't use any of those pictures. Looks like you can. Unless this is Photoshopped, it looks like you can. So really, really, really cool if you want to do that displaying, that what do you call it? That Hall of Armor from Batman, from the Flash, from the Batman scene. As you can see, looks like you can remove that. Again, unless this is Photoshopped, I don't know, but it looks like you are able to do so. Which again, really, really cool for those who don't like the faceplates. But like I was saying, look at that. They didn't use that funky mouth plate on any of them, which I understand that the promo pictures have to show you everything. I get it. But to use those funky pictures in your promo pictures, why would you do that? If you're going to tell me that whoever took those pictures didn't say, wow, that looks funky, let me not use that. So I don't understand why people do that, at Hot Toys. Again, it's their problem. Then they got to deal with the people, making fun. But again, they don't care because it was a limited item, 1,500 pieces that disappeared. So at the end of the day, they know people are going to buy these things, something classic like this, right? A Batman figure, a DC figure, right? Which everybody who's paying attention knows that everything DC has, has been disappearing. You can't really get anything, in the bargain bin. You're not going to get anything. You haven't been getting anything in the bargain bin. So anything DC, like I've been telling you guys, do not sleep on it if you're a fan, right? That Dark Knight Frank Miller Batman that I told you guys, oh, I don't really care for, blah, blah, blah. It just keep rising in price. Also, Patrick told us in the members chat that the figure just keeps rising in price. And of course, the one I didn't get is the one that's going to be expensive to get. So am I worried? If I could get it, cool. Hopefully somebody says, hey, Fab, I got one for you. But obviously the only person who would do that for me is Michael C. So hopefully somebody comes out of the woodwork and gets me one. But let's get into the pictures, guys. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. There's 14 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Batman Returns and Armor Batman release. And now I wait for shipping notice. Oh, you got them? You got them both? Nice. Nice. Yeah, it sold. I can have an eyelash. Yeah, it sold it. How crazy is that? Oh, it sold out. Yeah. Fabs, can you? Fabs, you can, but leaves a hole in the mouth. What? You can, but leaves. Oh no, that's the whole point. It's supposed to be an empty cowl look, like the modern suit from the Flash movie, the old Keaton. Brad Bum, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome. It's all about the armory. That's why it sold. That's why it sold. No, exactly. And not necessarily that. Not necessarily that, because you're not going to be able to pull off that armory because you don't get the proper bases for them, right? For each figure, you're getting some rectangular stuff, which kind of lame for them to do that. Again, they're limited, so they're just trying to make that quick money anyway. But if you get a few of the Batman figure ones, then you're going to have them all. Obviously, they're all going to say modern suit, whatever the hell they said, which kind of dumb, but that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. Petrosum, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. Nice to see ya.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, there's 15 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Gilberto, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Welcome. Guys, hit the like button, please. So, again, if you notice, they haven't used that funky mouthpiece in any of the pictures. Whoever took these blogging pictures is the smartest picture taker ever, because there's no reason to. If it looks ugly, why would you use that? And again, I understand the promo pictures is one thing, right? They got to show you everything that comes with the figure. They're not going to hold anything back, even if, can they get away with that? Yes, but people want to see everything that comes with the figure. And not only that, Hot Toys, as the company selling a product, they want to show you everything that comes with the figure. So that's what they do what they do. I understand that. I get that. But it's like, get a better picture. Don't use the worst one you could find. So, as you can see, showing you a little articulation. Look at this. I don't know what's going on here, but look at that line right there. That is very scary. Like I said, that suit is going to crease like crazy, just like the black one did. So be very careful if you're going to articulate, if you're going to bend it, if you're going to fold it. Look at the stitching here. Again, that's all normal stuff, but these creases they're stressing me out a little bit. But again, I don't keep my figures like that anyway. But again, look, as you can see, beautiful figure. Way better than the promo pictures for whatever reason, right? It doesn't look so funky. Again, that mouthpiece never did. But see, you notice that when they don't really mess with the eyes, see, it's light to the right, it's light to the left, right? But when you start doing like up and downs with the eyes, see, that's when you start looking a little bit funky. But again, it's the eyes. And I told you guys that a lot of times already. The eyes, if you don't get the proper angle, the proper way to put the eyes in a specific way, then it's going to look funky. It's always going to look funky. It's always going to look funky. Because it's the angle. See, a beautiful left and right always looks classy, always looks clean, always looks perfect. Beautiful. See, even this one, right? He's looking straight ahead, looks perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Look at that. From far away, looking to the left. Beautiful, classy, gorgeous, as always. Moro, my friend, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving if you're from the U.S., which I don't think you are. I think you said you're from Venezuela, maybe?
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
We got Lou. What up, my masterful and positive collectors? Happy Thanksgiving, creating friends. Happy Thanksgiving, Luch. We got Chris. Welcome, my friend.
Hello.
Happy Thanksgiving. Guys, there's 18 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So beautiful, beautiful suit, beautiful, beautiful color. I love the contrast of the blue and the gray, right? Obviously, you get the 89 logo, like I mentioned earlier. Just a beautiful, classy figure. Look at the wired cape, how good that looks. It's gonna be, you're gonna see people begging in the groups for this thing. It's already happening in the forums. Wait till you guys get to the groups. Does somebody have one for sale for cheap or a decent price? I have to get it for my uncle. I'm starting my uncle's collection. Oh, so I just know somebody in one of the groups recently. I shared with the members. Can somebody get me a cheap Darth Vader? Looking to pay for about $100. I'm starting my nephew's collection. Get the hell out of here, nephew's collection. These people are such scumbags that they go into groups lying to people so they can get stuff for cheap. Does it work? I don't know. I don't know who's falling for that shit, but it is insane. Guys, please hit the like button. There's 19 of you guys in here. It's only 12 likes. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for keeping track of that for me. So yeah, people try it. People try it in these groups. It is crazy. The desperation. Can you imagine looking for $100 Darth Vader? Not even A New Hope Darth Vader, which is the oldest one, is $100. What do you mean? This is what they do. This is the scum community we're in. And to make up something like that, I'm starting my nephew's collection. Tell your nephew to get into Marvel Legends. He don't need no Darth Vader. The hell out of here. So again, other beautiful shots. Look at that. Classy, classy, classy pictures. Here's with the grappling gun. Beautiful, 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 beautiful figure. Again, I pre-ordered this thing faster than you could say. You're not getting one. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This will not be regretted by any means. Again, like I said, the suit folds. That is very scary. That is very, very scary. Fast with the girl. Oh my God. Chief Darth Vader, get them. No, but of course, exactly. That's not even going for cheap. And that is, again, you guys know how I feel about that. It was very cheap, very different, very cool with the paint, but the plastics on it very cheap. Everything's matte, no shine to it like every other Darth Vader. The under outfit has to be nylon too. I doubt they went cheaper on that, but again, that doesn't even have that gloss and that shine that every other Darth Vader has. So even that one's not going for $100 because again, it's a limited piece, right? They only made a certain amount of those. Even though people hated it, it's not going for cheap. You can't get that for cheap unless somebody is willing to give it to you for cheap. But you can't go buy it at any store that has it available for cheap. It ain't happening. So that's what I mean. So they try it. They try it. It's unbelievable. You couldn't have given that advice on my... No, this happened. I'm going to tell you when this happened. This happened about 2 to 3 days ago. Maybe 4. I shared the screen. I forget which. I think it happened in, I'm trying to think what group. I want to say OSR, which is usually where that stuff happens, but it could have been another group. Let me tell you something. I took a screenshot so fast and said, look at this line sack of shit. Oh, excuse me, guys. Excuse me.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I apologize. I respect all humans. My language is wrong. Rude!
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Happy Thanksgiving, Rudy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, guys, it is insane. It is hysterical. It is hilarious. So again, guys, awesome shots. As you can see, again, not a single shot of the funky mouth plate. Very smart. Whoever this person is, the smartest picture taker I've ever seen, because why would you make the figure look horrible? Again, back to the creases. Look how delicate this suit is, okay? Look how delicate. This thing is going to be one big crease. So be very careful how you're planning on posing this, because it'll be crease. And again, the fact that it's a light color, right? It's not a black where you could, you don't really notice it unless you're really looking for it. You're going to see every crease on this thing, and obviously being under these bright lights, of course, it's going to be even more in your face. But the figure is beautiful. Figure is beautiful. Figure is beautiful. Guys, please hit the like when there's 18 of you guys in here. He said, respect all turkeys. Not today, my friend. Not today. Strong language. He said wrong language. No, I forget. I forget sometimes. But you guys know I respect all humans. Just my language is wrong sometimes. As you can see, the belt, beautiful buckle, very different buckle. Again, accurate to the Flash movie. The 89 logo, again, accurate to the Flash movie. Obviously reused from the 89 figure that came out a few months ago, 5, 6, 7 months ago, however long it is already. That's another figure I need. If somebody has one available that they want to get rid of, message me, please. I've been telling you guys that. But of course, like I said, the only one that helps me is Michael C. So I just have to wait for him to have time for me to help me with my collection. Because nobody really helps you with your collection, because nobody wants to help somebody with a big collection and grow their collection even bigger. Okay? Unless you're a selfless person like Michael C., nobody else will help you. So here it is, guys. A lot of people are asking about this. Are we going to be able to get the empty cowl look? But again, it could be that, because now that I'm looking at it closer, it looks like you still see the black around it, right? These pieces here, right? These pieces here. Let me show you guys, right? This in here, it looks like by just removing the eyeballs and the mouth plate, you could achieve that look. But again, who knows, right? The fact that, I tell you this, the fact that Hot Toys didn't show us that, it most likely can't do it. So this is probably just the eyeballs removed and maybe a little bit of photoshopping to blend in all the darkness and the black in there, so the plastic pieces don't show. Obviously removing the mouth plate, you're going to get this regardless, no matter what. But the eyes is the problem, right? Having these black plastic pieces around it, it's going to make it look ugly. It's not going to make it look like an actual empty cowl. So that's the only issue with that. Look at these creases, guys. My God. Look at that. And these are not like, oh, they'll disappear. Like once you pull it and straighten it out, they'll go away. That is forever. So again, be very, very careful, because you're going to have a problem and you're going to be complaining that your suit is ruined. Again, it's nobody's fault. It's the material that they use. And the material that they use is the same exact material as the modern suit from the Flash movie that Michael Keaton wears. In respect to all language. Imagine. I respect turkeys, respect them by eating them. Unbelievable. I thought that was good to say me. Me. Man. Guys, can you believe I just found this out from Ash? Ash is, you guys know, he's been asking for Deadpools for 27 years, okay? He doesn't even have an armored Deadpool figure. Can you imagine being a fake Deadpool fan and not having an armored Deadpool figure in your collection? Unbelievable. They really should have just given you an empty cup. Right. Just like they did the black suit, right? That modern suit from the Flash. The problem is, like I mentioned earlier, this is quick money. This was not going to be a standard release. If it would have been a standard release, you better believe it would have had the standard base like every other Flash figure had. Supergirl had it. The Flash had it. The gray and blue the blue and gray Ben Affleck figure with the Bat Cycle had it, and obviously the Batman had it, right? Those round bases that light up that are really fancy that usually come with the Iron Man figures as well. If this was a standard release, you would have had the empty cowl and you would have had the proper base for the full display of the armory. This is not a standard release. That's why they give you that cheap ass rectangular base that is ugly. Apparently, it comes with 2 different stickers that you could put on there to give it, I guess, 2 different looks. Which again, it is what it is. But that's why you're not getting, the fancy base to make it look like the armory, and you didn't get the empty cowl for the same reason. It's not a standard release. So that's the issue, Oh man, unbelievable. Ash, I apologize. Oh my god. Derek, how are you, my friend? Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome.
I'm doing.
Welcome. Am I missing Carlo? Where's Carlo? I was just talking to Carlo. Thought he would be here. Does he even have a Venom? Actually, that's a great question. Ash, tell us you don't have a Venom pool.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Ash, don't run away now. Okay, Fabs in chat. The Iron Pool wasn't in Deadpool's movie. I collect Deadpool figs from movie, but if Hot Toys ever do a comic Deadpool, I will get it. You will get it. You heard it here first. Sounds like excuses to me, Ash. Sounds like excuses to me from a non-Deadpool fan. So again, guys, great. Look at this. See, this is the base I'm telling you guys about. This is super dirt cheap. This is your standard Star Wars base, right? That you get for literally everything. And like I said, they give it 2 stickers. They gave it a bat symbol sticker, and they gave it this like grate, right? Looks like a metallic grate sticker. So obviously you can pick whatever you want. I don't use these anyway. I use my standard old school oval bases from that Hot Toys used to give us whatever figure. These bases are a little bit higher, right? Which they do that on purpose to give it a little bit more height. And they take up way too much room as well. So I don't use that at all. Beautiful. This thing gets a 10 all day long, guys. I cannot wait. That nameplate even looks. It's the same thing that we get for every single Star Wars figure, right? It's just the nameplate and I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of the times those nameplates, like literally the glue like falls right off of it. So it's just very cheap. Again, this was supposed to be a quick money maker for them. $1,500 and done. That's it. You want it? Good. You don't want it? See ya. You're going to miss out. So that's what happened, guys. That's what happened. That's what I told you was going to happen. I told you that was going to disappear. But, of course, the people suffering from FDS never want to listen to the God, so they got to suffer. They got to suffer, and they got to learn the hard way. And then, guys, last but not least, we got this beauty. Oh, yeah, Faz, where's your...
How dare you?
Ash, how dare you, Ash? How dare you? So, guys, we got this beauty. I don't know if you guys saw my post today. So, I have the original, right? I have the original black chrome one. The limited edition black chrome one. I have the standard one, the regular one, and then I have the battle damage. Taking the pictures today of those 2 figures was a nightmare. The hands constantly falling off. The articulation of the hands, you can't really get any because the pegs are short. I mean, they're standard pegs, but they're short. And the arm, I guess the hole is too deep and it just doesn't do much at all. You try to put a weapon on, try to bend the wrist, and the peg literally falls out. The holes in the arm are a little bit too big. That's why the pegs fall out. So articulation overall with that suit, having all that, the plastic plating on top, very, very difficult. It is not the best. It is not the greatest. So it needed the update big time. One thing I did notice in the video by the Figure Hideout was if you want to light it up, if you want to light up the head sculpt, you got to put the USB wire, the little plug, inside the helmet and run it down the body. I don't know why they would do something like that. I think the batteries would have been perfectly fine. I get that the USB thing is, the whole update, but I'm like, why would you need to run a wire down the entire torso, the entire neck of the figure down to the torso? I'm assuming. I don't even know where the wire ended, but they show you that they put the wire inside the neck. So I don't know how that's again. I that's the only video I saw. That's the only videos I watch, and I don't watch all of them. I watch whatever I'm interested in. But the figure needed an update big time. This is most likely going to be the same exact body that was used for the Batman, the BVS Batman 2.0 that just came out recently with the regular and deluxe versions. It needed the update big time, big time, big time. So as you can see, you get your spear, your kryptonite spear. Another thing that was going on during that original release was there was a third party. I think it was a couple third-party companies were making their own spears, which looked way better than the Hot Toys one. So my spear is actually a third-party spear that I have on my figure that I posted today for those who follow me on social media. Guys, there's 22 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. So I have that one. I don't have the Hot Toys one. It looks way better. It's got more detail on it. And it also comes with a battery. The battery is like a little tiny cylinder style of battery that I had to pick up on Amazon. Again, years ago, the battery's dead by now. But it was a completely different kryptonite spear. But as you can see, beautiful. This is the battle damage look here. Only the chest, though, as you can see. Not the helmet. But the cool thing about this figure is if you got the deluxe, you could interchange the pieces, as you tend to do with, the deluxes that usually come, like, for example, the deluxe Wolverine, right? The Wolverine came with the battle damage, chest plate, and all that stuff. So as you can see, very, very beautiful figure, very classy figure. The light up function on the eyes, great. I did a couple pictures like this today with BVS Superman. This is the Justice League Superman, I believe. But I did the BVS Superman with the BVS Batman. They look great. Even that body for the BVS Superman needs an update as well, which, again, I told you guys, we are getting a Wonder Woman from BVS as a 2.0, right? Updated silicone, seamless body. Most likely something like the WB100 body. And they're going to get the 2.0. We're going to get the 2.0 Henry Cavill Superman as well, which I'm telling you this right now, rolling eyes. We don't have a single Henry Cavill rolling eyes at all. Now we have the Ben Affleck rolling eyes for the 2.0. So we're gonna get rolling eyes for the Henry Cavill. We're gonna get most likely a light up head sculpt as well, right, for the eyes, hopefully. And the proportions of that figure are going to be the best. They're going to be spot on, because remember, the funky looking body was the Justice League, right? Those shoulders were like very, very funky, and those thighs were like super, super big, super bulky. Didn't really look that natural and looked way too big, too muscular. So now we're going to get the perfect bodied Superman and the perfect bodied Wonder Woman. Here he is fully battle damaged with the spear. Again, this spear is very different than the 1.0 and the third-party ones, right? The third-party ones have a little bit of weathering up top on the kryptonite to make it look more realistic. This is like a little too clean, too perfect. Guys, there's 19 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Let me see. Christian, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome. Welcome. Let's see. I hope we get some Marvel love tonight. X23 would be nice. I'm telling you, it's coming very soon. Very soon. Blade and X23. Very, very soon. Because as you guys see, nothing's being really delayed at all. Okay, nothing's really being delayed. There's no reason for them to delay anything at this point. So that's what I'm saying. We're most likely going to get it early, or we're going to get it right on time. But we haven't got delays of anything, which is great. Remember last year we were getting delays and delays and delays. Looks like they figured out a way to not delay things anymore. So as you can see, look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shot. They changed the head scope at the end. Remember, there's supposed to be a different expression on the face. He has the rolling eyes. So remember, we already got rolling eyes for Ben Affleck for the 2.0, and we got it now for this one, right? For the Battle Damage head sculpt and for the 2.0 figure. This one doesn't need rolling eyes. Obviously, it's fully lit up. But the articulation, I can't wait for the articulation of this figure, because besides the articulation, you're just going to have a solid, massive figure on your shelf, right? If you can't really do much with it, what's the point of it? So that's what the first one is. The first one you can't, besides, moving the arms very, very little, and then, bending the elbows very little, and the legs, very minimal articulation. And another problem with that figure, the ankles. The ankles don't really, they were very wobbly. Mine was wobbly. I don't pose my figures. I don't mess around with my figures. I don't do any of that with my figures. And they were very wobbly. It was tough to constantly keep having it stand up properly without having it lean forward. So that's another thing that needs to change. Or I'm assuming they probably changed it, or somebody would have said something already, right? The ankles to hold up all that extra weight, which from the beginning, all that plastic was very, very heavy for the type of figure that it was. As you can see, he gets a grenade again. Same thing. It's the same weapon from the 1.0. I doubt it's slightly bigger. It should be, and I think it is, because I remember the 2.0 Batman had a bigger grenade rifle than the original 1.0, so it should be the same as that one. This thing also probably slightly bigger as well. We got different mouth plates. As you can see, this one's the open mouth. Look how bright those lights are. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Anybody not getting this? Anybody decided to not get it last minute? No, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. The figure is beautiful, okay? Just like everything else DC, once it's gone, good luck. You're not going to find it for retail. You're not going to find it for cheap. This thing is going to disappear. Okay, look how bright the spear is, which is another cool thing. I wonder how they did the light up on the spear. I think it's got to be USB as well, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. I didn't see in the video. The base, look at the base. We get Batman v Superman, armored. No, it says Dawn of Justice. It says armored Batman. So that's a nice, very decent base. Kind of reminds me of the Black Spider suit, Spider-Man 3 Black Spider suit, Tobey Maguire base. Obviously, that one's a lot bigger, a lot more fancy, right? You get the symbiote all over it. This is a little bit different. Guys, there's 21 of you guys in. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Chris, how many likes are we up to? Please keep track of that for me. I messed up and didn't pre-order. Well, I tell you this, it's just coming out. You may still be able to get it in some places if you really care for it. But once it's gone, good luck. Good luck, because like I said, go try to find a Bane 2.0 right now. Go find a DX Purple Coat Joker right now. You're not going to find any of it for cheap or for retail at that. So it's a problem. DC's been a problem, and obviously, as you notice, everything DC is disappearing. Marvel stuff you could always find. Again, I don't know if it's because they make more. I don't know if it's because they're not that popular as DC. I don't know. Obviously, Superman and Batman are, they've been around for longer than Marvel stuff, right? They were founded in like, I want to say either the 40s. I believe it was the 40s. And I think Marvel was founded in like the 60s or something like that. So they are more popular characters. So I understand that. But as figures, as toys, right, they are disappearing 1 billion% compared to anything else Marvel. The Wolverines, right? At first, you were like, oh my God, they've been out already for weeks, if not over a month. You can get them still now. I don't know if you're going to get them, retail, but still not very expensive like anything DC at the moment. So that's the thing. Best to stick with that story for Brad. Cassandra gets some kind of Michael, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
I was talking about you before. I was talking nastiness about you before. Some reason about things went pretty quick. The Mantis and well, the Mantis makes sense because it was something that was never made before. So obviously that was, that was inevitable. The Endgame Scarlet Witch, great figure, great base, right? If we're talking artisan, obviously those things are not sitting ever, no matter what it is. But even the sculpted version, great, beautiful, updated head sculpt. Like I said, the outfit, newly developed outfit, the body, right? Like I said, that base was, made the figure that much better. So that's why that's happening. But even like I said, the Wolverine, right? You're gonna have the brown suit Wolverine that was limited. You're gonna have but this is artisan now. The Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. That's gonna, it's artisan, so that's gonna disappear. There was something else. I'm forgetting something else. Marvel. But the Marvel, Marvel for whatever reason, you could always find somehow, somewhere, not overly expensive. Even eBay, right? And a lot of people I'm noticing for like over a year now, Mercari. I haven't bought a single thing on Mercari. I've heard nightmares about shopping on Mercari. So just to avoid any issues, I don't even bother. People get great deals. People get, good sales on there. People sell on there as well. I don't risk it. It freaks me out. What did I do now? I just mentioned that you've been the only person to help me with my collection. That's all I said. The nasty things of my negative speech and my hate speech. Yeah, to be fair, those are technically pre-endgame figures. Most post-endgame. Yep. Yeah, a lot of the stuff from Endgame, still you could find, Sideshow, you could find, a lot of that stuff still sitting there. But the problem is now, another thing is with these updates, right? For example, the Ant-Man stuff, you could find it everywhere, not for dirt cheap. Why? Everything has the rolling eyes now. They're pretty much the same exact figure, but the head sculpts are more advanced now. They got the rolling eyes now. So as a body, right? The body, it is what it is. For again, specifically an Ant-Man. The Wasp, that beautiful yellow suit. That I wanted that figure for the longest time. I'm like, when am I going to get this figure? I wanted the figure, not even for the rolling eyes. I wanted it for the number one, the short hair head sculpt, which I liked a lot. I didn't even think about the rolling eyes. And number two, that bright yellow suit. Gorgeous. When I finally got it, I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about the rolling eyes. The rolling eyes is what's making people want these head sculpts. You want these figures. If you pay attention to the older Wasp, for example, she's tiny compared to the new one. Tiny. That head sculpt is tiny compared to the new one. So the size of these figures too, nicer. They feel meatier, more appealing, right? They got a little bit more weight. Articulation's that much better. The suits are that much better. So that's another reason why they're getting a little bit more expensive, and I'm not going to say they're holding value because they're not really, but they're not throwing them at you for nothing like the older figures, I cooked those. Oh, you guys are talking food? Guys, welcome to the Iron Chef. They overproduced Marvel figures. It made sense during Infinity Saga 1-3, but recent Marvel products have really tarnished. Yeah, no, that was the worst. During the 2020, 2021 era, when we got a lot of this community to jump into the hobby, when the government was giving out $2,000 checks, or what was it, $1,500 or $2,000, whatever they were giving out, or $1,000, people started buying Hot Toys like crazy. The market got over flooded. Hot Toys was overproducing because they saw that there was a demand, and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff is still sitting, which is a shame. that devalued a lot of the figures. But not only that, because Hot Toys, for even before 2020, for those who've been around for before then, know that they've hated people making money off of these resells on eBay, right? Anytime they saw a figure going for $600-$700, they're like, oh, it's time for a reissue. And they themselves will kill the value of those figures, because they figured, why would we allow this to happen when we got the parts to remake this figure all over again? And instead of having our customers, right? Because we can look at it, and this is how we always look at it too. We look at it as Hot Toys is killing their own value, which obviously it's true to a certain extent. Why are they doing that? Because in their heads, like I was saying, we got all the parts to remake these figures, to reissue these figures. We give it to the customer for retail. They're not going to care that it's a reissue because they don't have the figure. The only people that are going to cry about it are the people trying to make a profit off of it, that got it for retail or less and are trying to make double and triple the money on it, which is what was going on. I lived it. I did it. So that's what's painful. It's painful for the seller, not the person who doesn't have the figure. Because at the end of the day, guess what? They're going to get it for cheaper than it is going for on eBay. So Hot Toys is killing their own value, but in hopes of making some money and helping the customer out, rather than making no money while sitting on all these parts and letting a random person double and triple in profit. That's the problem. So that's what they were doing. So even before 2020, the overproduction of these things, they were already killing the value, because they were giving the customers, reissues for retail rather than having spend $500, $600. For example, the War Machine, the diecast War Machine, right? That was one of the very first reissue figures. And let me tell you something, people lost their minds with that. I bought another one. I had a plastic one, I had a regular diecast one, and then I bought a reissue as well, so I could have two different looks for it. And those War Machines diecast are worth every penny. The weight on those things, the size on those things. That was actually one of the figures when Michael C was over. I said, Mike, hold on to this one. So I gave him the plastic one. And then he had it in his hand. I said, now hold the die cast. And immediately he was like, holy shit. Like, you could feel the difference. And it doesn't feel cheap by any means. Even the plastic, because the War Machine is such a big mark, it's such a big figure, that even the plastic one has some decent weight to it. But the die cast, forget it, blows it out of the water. So Hot Toys, again, instead of just sitting on these parts and not making any money, they said, wait a minute, we already have everything. Let's reissue it. They'll pay cheaper. They won't pay, eBay prices. And everybody's happy. Everybody meaning they're happy and the buyer's happy. The seller will not be happy. The seller will be the one crying because they're not making that money. I even made bread. Oh, we're still cooking. Guys, welcome to the cooking channel. Oh my God. Faz, you think they would have gone as deep in the mono line if it weren't for that boom of everyone? They don't go into lines because of people buying figures. They go into lines due to the popularity of whatever the show is, whatever the movie is. We've been buying Hot Toys left and right, all the time, right? So why didn't they go deeper into the Flash movie, for example? Right? Remember, they even canceled the Dark Flash. It could tell you most likely never coming, unless they decide to make it some type of limited version, right? To make that quick money. That, again, I don't think it's happening. They canceled Young Barry, which, for those who watch me all the time, I was struggling. I was like, my God. I was like, I definitely need 2. I said, I'm going to try to get 3 to get every single look out of it, because that's what I like to do. And they canceled Young Barry. Why? People are still buying Hot Toys left and right. It's DC. Everything in that line has the rolling eyes. Why wouldn't they keep going? Because the movie was garbage. So that's the problem. That's what we get into issues with lines. It's depending on how well the movie or the show does. The Mandalorian brought back Star Wars. Of course they had to go balls deep into that whole line. So that's where that happened. It wasn't that people were, oh, Mandalorian's good, let's buy them all, because for the longest time they were still sitting. And a bunch of those figures are still sitting. So it wasn't about the buying power. It was the show itself that, was so popular and so good, and everybody loved it so much that they had no choice but to go balls deep into that line. And that's why we have so many figures from that line, But if the show had sucked, number one, we only would have had a season 1 and that was it. Right? Look at what's happening with Loki. I believe Loki is getting a season 2, if I'm not mistaken. I at least I saw it somewhere. If it's a lie, I don't know. But why? If they do a season 2, why are they doing a season 2? People liked it. Daredevil's going to season 2. Why are they going to season 2? People like it. So it comes down to that. It comes down to the popularity of the show, how well the show is doing. And that's how they come in and say, you know what? The show's doing well. Let's go deep into the figures. And that's what happened with Mandalorian. The timing was horrible. COVID ruined everything. The free checks, ruined the community pretty much. That's why the hobby's dead now. Oh my God. I respect all humans. My language is wrong. Fabs, Endgame was a huge line. No, Endgame, Infinity War, Civil War, Age of Ultron, Avengers. All these movies have been, they go balls deep because there's a lot of good characters and the movies are doing great. Everything. Civil War, they have. Tell you right now how many Civil War figures we got. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9 figures. And I say 9 because I got Spider-Man from Homecoming that doesn't belong there, obviously. I got a Vision that doesn't belong there because Vision came with Age of Ultron, not with Civil War. So I bought a second one to put in with Civil War. Same thing I did with Spider-Man. So those don't belong there. Oh, also, yeah. So that was it. So those figures weren't made. So 9, about 9. 2. Black Panther. The first Black Panther was from Civil War. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 figures. 10 figures. Infinity War was also a big one. Endgame, Age of Ultron. So as long as the movie does well or the show does well, they're going all in. All in. The Mark 1 War Machine, that's a beauty. No, it's one of the best. It's one of the best figures overall from Hot Toys, period. Right? And not just Iron Man. One of their best figures, period. The size, the mass, the articulation for the figure is very decent for, being so bulky and so massive. So it's been one of their best figures ever. Overall, obviously, you got nice other nice War Machines as well, but that Mark 1 is a beauty. I still have Infinity War War Machine. Forgot the mark it was. Infinity War Machine. Well, there were 2. Infinity War, you had 2. You had the silver regular, and then you had the Iron Patriot look. I don't remember either. I don't know if it was a Mark 4 or Mark 5. I don't remember. I don't remember what they are. The War Machine marks I never really paid attention to. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Jungle, welcome on time. Not really as usual.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jungle. Did you enjoy yourself in the jungle? Fast, look me over to 77 Spidey. Stay away from me. 20 likes. Guys, please hit the like button. There's 21 of you guys in. We should be at 21 likes already. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button already. Fabs, what did you have for Thanksgiving? Toiki.
I had all the Twiki. Iron Man, Infinity War was Mark IV. Yeah. Big Dog, how are you, my friend? Happy Thanksgiving.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome. So that's the thing. It comes down to how good the movie is, how good the show is. But look at this thing. Massive beauty. I saw how the parts are changed too, right? This piece slides down and you got to remove the shoulder pad so then you can put the battle damage one on. This thing snaps on the side so you could put the battle damage on or the clean one on. Masterpiece. Masterpiece. Now, remember I mentioned earlier about the black chrome one. Remember back then they made the regular one separate, the battle damage separate, and then they made a black chrome separate. I can guarantee you most likely we're not going to get anything like that for this, which is kind of a shame. But I don't think so. If you pay attention, they haven't really been doing repaints of 2.0s. As far as I remember, maybe they did. I don't remember. I don't think so. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if I ordered a repaint of a 2.0, something like that, like a black chrome. Iron Man is a different story. I'm talking about stuff like this. Which again, I don't think so. So I don't expect it. Again, if it happens, it happens, but they don't look like they've been doing it. They don't look like it's going to happen. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we'll see. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like it's the movie scene. Tell me this does not look like it's the image from the movie. This looks so beautiful. So sharp, so perfect, so clean, so everything. It looks exact. And actually, you can actually see Ben Affleck's likeness in the mouthpiece for once. Remember, that's always an issue. Oh, it doesn't really look like him. It's not him. For the blue and gray Flash Batman, that wasn't him 100%. There's been a couple others that don't really look like him, and apparently people have said that it's the the stunt double as well. But again, who really knows? But this is Ben Affleck all day long. If you don't see Ben Affleck on there, you're blind. So just a gorgeous figure. So I ordered two, right? I ordered a deluxe and a collector's edition. Obviously the collector's edition is going to be normal because that's the regular old diecast one. And then the deluxe, obviously I'm going to turn into the battle damage. And remember that once you change all the battle damage pieces, none of it is diecast. I think it's all plastic at that point, which is kind of a shame. But again, that thing's heavy as hell anyway, so it is what it is. Also, like I said, this Superman shot here, this is the old Superman. Don't think that this is, oh, look, the new Superman. No. This doesn't mean it's not coming, right? It's 100% coming. I've been telling you guys, the moment this was announced, the 2.0 was announced, the 2.0 Batman was announced. Not even this, the 2.0 Batman, right? The one that's already been out. I told you guys that was inevitable, just like the Wonder Woman, like I said earlier. So it's just a matter of time, but they have to make them. Right? They have to make them. And not only that, but like I said, we need the rolling eyes for a Henry Cavill figure. And once we get the rolling eyes for the Henry Cavill, that's when we may get something. Again, I don't think so, but we may get different characters of him with the rolling eyes. I'm not gonna say the Wolverine, right, from the Deadpool Wolverine figure. I'm not gonna say that. I don't think so. But once you have the rolling eye head sculpt, then anything's game, because that means they got the updated version of his head sculpt to get to do that stuff. So here it is. That's a beautiful shot right there. It looks exactly like the movie shot. Beautiful. Look at this background shot here. Gorgeous. The hands holding the weapons for the 1.0, not fun at all. Kind of a pain. Like I said, I took all my pictures today. The hands falling out of the wrist all the time. annoying. So it needed the update. It needed the articulation update. It needed everything to be updated 100%. The cape does not come with the figure, guys. So don't think that it comes with the figure because it doesn't. That's probably from the Superman figure that he's got in the pictures. But look at that black and white shot. Gorgeous with the green kryptonite on it. Just a beautiful, beautiful, massive figure. And like I said, the die-cast parts are going to have this figure weighing a ton too, which, again, when you get these big, massive figures with die-cast, you feel like you hit the jackpot. You don't feel like you're holding a toy by any means. It feels incredible in hand. It feels like you got, if the figure's 300, if the figure's 400, if the figure's 500, like an Iron Man, you feel like you didn't get ripped off. You feel like it was worth every penny because of that weight, because of that, the articulation for these weighted figures, the way that they move, the color, the paint, all that, the head sculpts. So it is always worth it. That looks really good. No, absolutely. Once WB just sold the highest bidder in December, rumblings in the timber business states that yes, they keep saying that. That would be insane. Again, I don't think, and here's my issue. I understand people don't like what's his name? James Gunn, right? I understand people don't like him. I get it. But with the new Superman, people love that new Superman, right? People really, really love that new Superman. It is a shame that you can't have both worlds now because of the whole, everything's got to be connected and everything's got to be, work together and blah, blah, blah. I think that we should be able to get the Snyderverse still should have been going on right now, right? Again, I understand it's money and it's contracts and it's this and that. I get all that. But it should have been still going on in their own world, right? Why can't they have their own thing? Why do they have to be connected like Marvel? Why do they have to be everything, be part of this and connected to that? No, why can't they be their own thing and then have a brand new universe going on at the same time? Why is that wrong? Look what happens in comic books. In comic books, you got a whole bunch of shit going on all at once. Yes, of course, they got comic books that are connected. Absolutely. You got issue 1, 2, 3 of a certain, line. And then once they're done, they go to a different line. But it's a new story all the time, right? Some companies do one thing, some companies do another. So why can't they do that with them? And again, I understand it's a lot of money to pay these actors all these millions of dollars. And if the movies don't do well, then why are we going to continue this? I get it. But if it works, why do you have to cancel something? And the Superman movie, like I said, didn't do that well apparently either. So kind of painful, but I understand. Again, also people really, like I said, they really dislike James Gunn. So what are you going to do? Yes, Hot Toast more Cowboy. No, he's coming. He's coming. And the thing is, once they do the Rolling Eyes BVS, are they going to get into Justice League? Right? Are they going to do everybody Rolling Eyes? Because remember, we got Aquaman. We got him in the green suit, and we got him for his movie in the gold suit. Neither one has Rolling Eyes. What do you mean? The Flash, now we got Rolling Eyes. Wonder Woman, I believe we don't have with Rolling Eyes. No, we don't have any Wonder Woman with Rolling Eyes. So she's got to be made. Black Suit Superman. Are they not going to make Black Suit Superman? Remember, that was Justice League, but that's the point. Once you got that Henry Cavill head sculpt with the rolling eyes, it's game over. Right? So now that we have the Ben Affleck head sculpt with the rolling eyes, are they going to go into the Justice League? Are they going to do the regular suit? Are they going to do the armored suit, right? That grayish suit that he wore? Because remember, there were two. There was the regular darkish one, and then the one with the grayer one when he was with the goggles and all that stuff. So the armored look. So are they going to get into all that with the updated head sculpt now? You know, it's just when are they getting into that? That's what happens when once you get one thing done, then everything's game after that. Everything's game. And it doesn't mean, oh, they're going to reuse everything. Because if you guys pay attention, they haven't been reusing a lot of stuff. They make a new head sculpt all the time for certain things. It's, oh, here's a new one. Here's a new one. Here's a new one. So, but it's just about having it done, having it made. Nefty, happy Thanksgiving.
I'm doing.
Happy Thanksgiving. What about the Chi? Unbelievable. Guys, if you have ever ordered anything from NevZync Studios, just please give him a chance. He's very busy, doing a lot of work, right? The 3D printer is smoking from so many jobs that he's got going on. So if you place an order, just please give him a chance. Orders placed in 2024 will most likely be coming out in 2027, December, 2028, March, depending on the printer capacity. But just hold on, guys. Just please hold on. Oh my God. Right. They could have a whole different thing. Why do they have to be connected? You know what I mean? A multiverse of all that stuff would be great. But again, it's money. It's not just, oh yeah, make the movie, guys. No, you got to pay these people. You know, so that's the problem. Happy Fabs is steaming. Be so bored. What? Oh. Talking in Jazz and Callum. This guy. See, the only person came in this entire stream literally pops up to do what? Promote his master, Jazz Inc., which we're gonna get into too. I hope so fast because exactly. I would love a Justice League, not a Justice League, an Aquaman with the rolling eyes. Period. I think eventually an Aquaman with Artisan would be epic. But also, don't forget, there's another thing. And again, now who knows? But the villain for Supergirl was supposed to be Lobo, and Jason Momoa was supposed to play Lobo. So that would have been our opportunity to get him with the rolling eyes, because you better believe they were going to make him with the rolling eyes. Now, is the movie happening? Who the hell knows now? But that was going to be our first Jason Momoa rolling eyes figure as Lobo, not as Aquaman, as Lobo. But once they did that, why wouldn't they do? And remember, Lobo does not look like Aquaman. He's got makeup, he's got paint, he's got, dark eyes, he's got white face. He's got the, facial hair like Aquaman, but obviously different. So that's what I mean. Then that would have been the opportunity for us to get the Aquaman, but annoying. There's also a rumor that Zack Snyder wants to team up with the Russo brothers from Marvel. I saw them together. They were having a conversation, the two brothers and him. They were discussing something in some type of show or they were doing something. I don't know what the thing was about, but they were asking him about the Snyder cut and the Snyderverse and all that stuff. And I didn't really watch the entire thing, but if that's the case, can you imagine? Supergirl 2 is supposed to be released. Oh, so it's still happening. So there you go. So Lobo is the villain in the movie. And again, I'm not saying he's the only villain, but he's most likely going to be one of the villains. And you better believe he's coming with rolling eyes. You better believe he's coming with a amazing, body, muscular body as well. So the figure's going to be badass. Remember, Lobo is he's got super strength. He can't really die. He's the last of his kind and of his race. And so the character, the storyline of the character is really interesting. So hopefully they don't ruin it, but it's got to be good. So again, more shots of this beauty. Here it is, a close-up. You're going to tell me that this is not Ben Affleck. You better believe it is. So look, they even give him a little stake in the teeth, right? So he's got he had a porterhouse right before Superman showed up. So that's how much detail they got going on in his face. Look at that beauty. Just a classy figure. Looks like we got a wired cape as well. Look at that. There is absolutely no way you could pull off this pose with the 1.0. I can tell you that right now. It ain't happening. So this update, the update of this body, the updated body needed to happen. See, this is the 1.0. This looks like it's the again, the Justice League version. Look at the shine on the shoulder from the undersuit, from the underbody. So again, this pose here, no way you were getting that pose with the new one either. The arms don't really do much, right? And like I said, the hands keep coming out anytime you try to do something. Very tedious, very annoying. But this thing is going to be epic. This thing is going to be epic, epic, epic. Gerardo, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
Welcome, welcome. Rumor is Lobo Momoa went over so well they did reshoots to add more of. There you go. That's what I'm saying. You can't go wrong with that. That's going to be so good. That's going to be so good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's going to be a rolling eyes Lobo with Jason Momoa. Look at this. How badass is this? Just a beautiful, see, again, a close-up. See, look, they give him a little stuff between the teeth to make it look more real. Look at the face. Ben Affleck all day. They didn't mess that up, thank God. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figure. Look at this. Class, class, class. Look at that. Even with the mouth closed, he looks like Ben Affleck. It's got this the kryptonite grenade. Sexy, just sexy all around. This is going to be a masterpiece. And let's get into Nefty's favorite company because he loves it so much because he can't live without it. That's where he learned his NevZinc techniques of giving product 10 years later. Let's see. Also, guys, it looks like he's at 1,300 pieces for the 112, as you can see, almost reached 1,300. That's nearly 90%. Help us get there. So remember, he needed 3,000 to make some money. We're at charity point now because we're not getting to 3,000. So these are going to be free. He's going to make zero money on this. So, and also, guys, as you can see, here is the first tease of the latest version of a tumbler. I am now sure size, detail, shape, and most importantly, the interior has never been done this accurate.
Dumb people love dumb people.
So here it is. Nefty, you better be here. So as you can see, the tumbler. This is the most accurate tumbler you've ever seen, guys. Yeah, so the one thing I was excited about was that that camo tumbler with the cannon, because remember Hot Toys didn't do the cannon. So that would be one cool thing to have, right? The actual camo tumbler with the cannon, but this is unnecessary, and that's why it has been very difficult to get to 3,000 because nah. And of course, the reason why Nefty showed up. So as you can see, we have I forget her name, but this is the 66 Catwoman. One of the questions that somebody asked was, will you be able to remove the mask? And his response was, most likely. So what does that mean, most likely? What does that mean, most likely? Albert, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome. Thank you for being late, as usual. So, so like I was saying, one of the questions was, is the mask going to be removable? He said, somebody said, most likely. So, what does most likely mean? Most likely means that now that somebody brought it up, it will most likely be removable. But before that, before anybody brought that up at all, it wasn't going to be removable, because a company that doesn't make figures doesn't think about every single angle of the figure, because they're not used to making figures. So they don't think about everything. If anything, they look at how to make the figure the fastest. And obviously, the fastest way is to do what? To just get the whole mask sculpted on, get it sculpted with the mask on, and then go make it with the mask on, right? When you start adding things like, all right, let's make the head sculpt, but then let's put a mask on top of it, that's more work, that's more design. Then you got to get a specific type of material to get the mask perfect. Then you got to do fittings on the mask. So it's more work than just sculpting the mask on the head sculpt, and there you go, boom, we're done, right? So that's so they don't think about any of that stuff. They try to do it as quickly as possible, the most shortcuts as possible, for that reason, so they can maximize on profit, not have to do so much work. And again, look at this body, right? How amazing can this body possibly be? It can't be. Doesn't get any more generic than this. And the people who worked on this are Viola, again, which he uses for everything, and Sean Dabbs as well, which again, you guys know he uses for everything. Again, they do that. Viola, let me tell you guys something. I follow her on Instagram. She could do some crazy stuff. If you guys go look at her page, I don't know her last name. It's like with Aka or something like that. I don't know how to even pronounce it, but it's Viola, WITT or IT something. And you guys look at it, she makes some great stuff. So when I tell you guys, this is garbage and this is this and this is bad, it has nothing to do with the artist. It has nothing to do with them. It's the fact that these companies want to charge you full-blown Hot Toys prices for things that are not up to par. Period. That's my issue. That will always be my issue. Has nothing to do personal with these people's work, their artistry, their talent, because it's very, very talented people doing this stuff. It is not worth what these companies charge. Period. And as you guys already know, and you saw proof of, they'll tell you things like, I need to make to sell this amount to make some money. Clearly, it is not true. So they feel like they can charge you all this money. Same thing goes with Caustic. Caustic uses Sean Dabb as well, right? A lot. You guys saw the David Bowie figure, right? The Labyrinth figure. That thing is beautiful. Those other two figures with the cat and that's all garbage. Again, garbage, because how are you charging those prices for something that looks like that will never look like a Hot Toys figure? That's my problem. So that's why we'll always call it garbage. It has nothing to do with the person doing it. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's the actual item priced out as if it was something incredible like a Hot Toys figure, which again, nothing will ever come near a Hot Toys figure at those price points. So again, she looks, as you can see, very good expression, right? The hair, obviously we're getting artisan. So the hairdo looks great. The makeup, as you can see, not overwhelming, looks perfectly fine. I could tell you this body's complete trash. As you can see, the neck, look how ugly that looks, right? I don't know what it is, what this line is here, but that doesn't look great. Again, to me, you can love it all you want. The hands, as you can see, really cool with the claws. This is another thing that you guys got to be paying attention to. Even though it's a cool addition, right, to add like these chairs and these thrones and these things to make it seem like, oh, look, you're getting all this for deluxe for another $500. Like, Don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for that shit. None of that shit is worth it because you'll give you the figure for through almost 250, and then you'll get a deluxe for 500, like they did the Penguin, like they did the Catwoman 89 92. It's all garbage. This is all garbage. This is all cheap shit. Nothing about this is fancy. Look at this statue here. You think this is worth anything besides 5 cents? Absolutely not. But people go crazy with this stuff. And he takes advantage by charging you $1,000 for a chair that is worth nothing and a statue that it takes 2 seconds to mold and cast, and you're done. So that's my problem. You get the phone, you get the Cap phone, which again, these are cool additions, but it's not going to be worth what he's going to charge you for the shit ever. So again, not really showing you much. Look, you get a full knee bend, right? They're not showing you much action. Look, she sits. She looks kind of funky sitting, but she looks, she looks fine, right? She looks fine. Look, she's got different hands. I don't think she's got anything specific to hold that phone. I can tell you that right now. The expression on the face is perfectly fine. See? Not holding the phone properly because I don't think those hands are meant for that. That's another thing. They don't give you specific hands to hold these things, right? Look, she's got these guns down here. Not a single picture so far holding the guns. So why they added without a single picture of? Oh, there you go. I see. I didn't get to them. So here you go. So you're getting those hands, which you're supposed to. You've got to get every single hand for every single item that comes with the figure, whether it's plain or deluxe. But look at the paint on these guns. You can see the texture, how cheap it looks. This is not going to be worth, and this is my issue. Wait until you guys see the price point. If it's out, Nefty, if you know how much it's going for already, let me know because I have no idea. But this is what I mean. This is what this is going to look like in hand. Right? So that's my issue. That's my issue. But again, head sculpt wise, no problem. She actually was very pretty for a figure. Right? She's got a pretty smile. She's got the makeup, like I said, very, very decent. The hair doesn't look terrible, as you can see. But remember, this is a prototype that it's not even the best. So when it comes out as a final product, it'll be a different conversation. But as of right now, very, very okay. See? They don't show you too much action, but the fact that she could sit, that's a plus, right? The fact that she could fully sit, there you go again. So not many pictures, right? Looks like we got 5 pictures total. Again, this statue here, very blah. Hot Toys would have done something way better than this, at least painted better. But it is what it is, right? It's only a prototype. And like I said, if this is a prototype, don't expect that it's going to get better as a final product. It never gets better as a final product. Even with Hot Toys, we lose detail. We lose a lot with the final product. So if you think it's going to get better as a final product, you need some help. And you guys know I respect all humans, but you need some help. The necklace, right? Very, very decent. Again, it is what it is. This stuff is nothing crazy. Like I said, the phone hand is not meant for the phone. As you can see, it's not being held properly. They try to rig it somehow to just keep it up. But all this stuff is very, very cheap, very, very basic stuff. None of this is, most likely you're going to have to pay over $150 to $200 for this chair set or whatever if it doesn't come in under one SKU. Which again, this thing costs them barely $1.50. Because remember, this is all garbage plastic stuff. And here are the guns again. Again, that paint on them is not the greatest at all. Look how grainy it looks. Look how cheap it looks. Nope. But remember, Nefty, this is Nefty's go-to, right? Before Hot Toys, this is what Nefty does. So just support Nefty and do not question Nefty, okay? Let's see. Julie Newmar. Yes, that's her name. I completely forgot her name. Bummer Hot Toys didn't do Batman 66 line. No, and I think they had teased their 66 too. Their vehicle, their Batmobile, their 66, and they never did it. It would have been nice for them to go deeper in that line, but it ain't happening. This is this guy. This looks like no, it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it's not, like I said, the head sculpt looks very, very decent. The expression, very, very good. Even the mask on the head sculpt, very, very nice. They didn't show you that the mask comes off because, like I said, most likely it's sculpted on already, right? And when somebody asks, is the mask going to come off? They said most likely. So what does that mean? That whatever price they had already going for this is going to get higher because now they got to give you a version that the mask comes off, which again, it's going to be now they're going to have to remake the head sculpt without the mask. They got to make a mask separately that fits perfect, that sits perfect, that won't ruin the face paint. That's more work. That's more, and it's going to get more expensive. That's the problem with this stuff. At least she has a brand. It's okay. It's a good thing Jazink is here now that the hobby is dead. Collecting is exactly. Now that the hobby is dead, we got Caustic to keep it alive. We got InArt that is single-handedly keeping it alive. And, of course, Jazz Inc. and Nev's Inc. doing it together. Unbelievable. How much is this figure? I have no idea. I don't think it says. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. Might thread on Sideshow Collector Forums. No, it doesn't say. No prices yet. Price to be determined. Yeah, no price yet. So let me see if that comment is there, where it says, does the mask come off? See, everybody looks amazing. Looks amazing. They don't even know what they're talking about. Look at this. Nice. Will there be a signature edition? Here we go. Question, is her mask removable? Most likely, yes. So that means from these pictures, it is not, because it was sculpted on, or else they would have showed you that it was already off, and not most likely, yes. So what that means is, yes, we will most likely have to make it removable now that you brought this up, because clearly the pictures don't show you that. And that's what I mean. They didn't think about that at all until somebody asked about it. And now, shit, we got to make it removable because now people are going to expect it to be removable. And the fact that he says most likely yes means, guess what? It wasn't already done. Because if it would have been done, he would have said, yes, I will post some pictures soon. Because guess what? All they have to do, remember, this photo shoot was done by whoever has the figure in hand, right? Most likely Viola. And because remember, Sean Dabbs will make the head sculpt and then send it to her. Most likely, I don't know. And she's got to put everything together. And all he had to do was say, hey, Viola, could you do me a favor? Could you take the mask off, take some pictures and send them to me so I can post them? And that would have been the end of that. But most likely yes means I got to go tell them to make a new one with the mask off. So most likely yes means most likely it's going to get done because I got to tell them they're going to do it. And they can't tell me, no, I can't do that, because now people are expecting it. So that's what I mean about not having experience as a figure making company. That's what I mean about they can't think about everything because that's not their world, And believe it or not, a lot of the things that they do come from the community, this dead hobby, They ask them questions like that. They'll say, oh, are you going to do the blah? Is this going to do this? Why are you going to add the, and then, oh, okay. If it's possible, if it's worth it, if they could make money off of it, then they'll say most likely yes. But if it's something that they know they're not going to be able to pull off, they'll say, oh, well, we got to look into it. And then he'll throw the excuse of, oh, well, that's not really movie accurate, or that's not, and that's the end of that. Can you pull up a picture of the ass side by side? Bob, if you're in here, please get me a side by side if possible, because I can't do the side by sides. Big dog, just by doing, like, you know what I mean? It's got to be 2 separate pages, and then I have to do one and then the other. So if you're in here, please, real quickly. If not, it's not a big deal. We'll wait a few minutes, Bob, if you're here. I guess they'll do a regular release, then a deluxe. No, you better believe it. You better believe it. Just like they're doing the Catwoman, they got like 3 SKUs, and I think the Penguin as well has got a few SKUs. You have to, because the more garbage you add to the figure, the more you're able to charge, and the markup on these little dumb add-ons is stupid. So of course he's going to do it. $1,000 for a Catwoman with a base that just lights up, and apparently there was something going on with it. It wasn't supposed to light up, and then they said it was going to light up. Something happened with this $1,000 figure. What do you mean? Who's paying $1,000 for anything Hot Toys? But people fall for this shit. People fall for the garbage. That's the problem with this community. And that's why I say what I say about this community. What are you talking? There is absolutely nothing worth anything coming out of Jazz Inc., especially a figure, no less, for $1,000 because you got a shitty diorama base. What are you talking about? People love this garbage. People request this garbage, and they will pay. And that's why he lies to this stupid community, because he says, I need 3,000 to make some money. And people go, oh, yeah, 3,000. Stupid as shit. That's why he lies to you guys. He lies to you guys because he knows that people in this community will believe anything anybody says. Anything that comes out of any company's mouth, you guys go defend it, and you guys go repeat it, and you guys, oh, yeah, he said it, so it's gospel. But nobody thinks. Nobody has their own thinking process. Nobody has any critical thinking. Nobody says, wait a minute, why? So he needs to make 3,000 pieces to make money. So anything less than that, he's going to make no money. So what kind of business is he running that he needs 3,000 pieces of an item that's over $1,000? So how does that make any sense? Nobody thinks about that. They just see, oh, it's $12,000. I need it. It is incredible how people act in this community. It is insane. Guys, please hit the like button. There's 23 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. This guy, you're obsessed, Ash. You're obsessed. So let's see if Bob is in here at all. If he's not, then I'll see if I could get just a regular shot. Yeah, I don't think Bob is in there. I think Bob is gambling right now. Bob is gambling on the football games. He's a professional gambler, Bob. What was the woman's name? Julie Newmar. All right, so look at this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Come on. So you can't make this one bigger, so that's annoying. But let me see images. So right off the bat, the first thing you see is her without the mask. So you got 1 without the mask, 2 without the mask, 3 without the mask, 4 without the mask, 5 without the mask, right? You got 1 mask here, 1 mask here, 1 mask here, but most of them are without the mask, without the mask, without the mask, without the mask. Clearly, that is a big deal. So no matter what, they have to make her now without the mask. They weren't planning on it, I can guarantee you that. But they have to now. So, see, even the eyebrows are funky. See, here you can't really see the eyebrows because they're covered. Right? And the eyebrows look like it's a big thing for the Catwoman. See, every picture she's got these pointy eyebrows. See? Again, I don't know if it's part of the see? So now he has to make it without the mask. 100% has got to make it without the mask. You know? But look, even the suit. Look at the texture on the suit. That suit doesn't have that texture. See, here she's got the dots, it looks like. Here it is. Yeah, so it does have that texture. It's like a 89, it's like an 89 rubber texture. I mean, this is a statue, but hold on. Let me get a picture of the actual. Let me see. Yeah, see, so it's got like a sparkle. It's got like a sparkle to it. And here she's got the sparkle too, reflecting off whatever light they got on top. So how is that going to look as a final product? God bless you. Here it is with Batman. That was blurry. Yeah, see, this one's blurry. Oh, here it is. A little bit better. So again, it does have some type of like, it's a weird material that does reflect light off of it in like little dots, as you can see. I can tell you it's not going to look 100% accurate. It ain't going to happen, but it does have some texture. And this one, you know, this outfit, this material that they use does have some texture as well. I can tell you it ain't going to be the same texture, but it's got to be, you know, it's got to have something to give it that same reflective look to it. Here's the back. So obviously, as you can see the whole seam of the zipper. You better believe he's going to tell you that it's 100% screen accurate. So you're going to have that seam in the back also with the zipper. The belt is there. It's a gold belt. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, so the gold belt. Let me see the front of the belt if I could get a front shot. There it is. So yeah, so it's got like a weird sparkly texture. The necklace, right? A little bit shiny. The buckle of the belt. There it is. Very similar. So, you know, like I said, wait till the final product and we'll have another conversation, you know. Bad boy, no price yet. I guess they'll do a regular release and then they'll launch the massive. No, they have to. They have to fast. Watch Warner Brothers reach out to you and tell you stop bullying. Yeah, no, my hate speech is terrible sometimes. My language is wrong. My hate speech is bad, but I respect all humans. What's going on with her cheeks? Got a grandma look going on. This guy. Not a grandma look, but I don't know how old she was, you know, during this show. So, but again, like I always tell you guys, I hope you guys get the best figure in the world. I hope you guys get the best figure in the world. I never wish bad figures upon anybody. Obviously, you want to spend money on good stuff. My issue is the amount of money that they charge you for stuff that is never going to be good, that it can't be good. It can't be good just from, number one, who's making the figures, where the figures are being made, right? The amount of work that's going into the figures. If again, and I will always repeat this, if a company that focuses on dioramas and vehicles can't even give you 100% perfect dioramas and vehicles, look what was going on with the 89 Batmobiles. People were getting 2 vehicles, paid for one, they got a second one for free because it was so bad, it was all full of flaws, that he was willing to send out a second one for free. So think about that. Think about him telling you, I need to sell 3,000 to make money, but he was sending people 89 Batmobiles that were humongous, right? That was his selling point. Oh, it's bigger and more accurate than the Hot Toys. $2,000, $1,800, whatever the hell it was. People were able to get two. One paid and one for free. So how much value could you possibly have invested in these things that you're able to give it away for free?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Nobody thinks about that, though. Only my toxic brain thinks about that stuff. To tell you guys, stop falling for the bullshit. People were getting $2,000 vehicles for free. And what happened? The second batches that they got that was supposed to be better were worse than the original shitty one. They still got it for free. So think about that. Think about that. So he needed 3,000 of the bat wings to make some money. But the bigger vehicle, the 89, right? The massive thing, the massive box, the massive upgrade, the better than Hot Toys, the one with all the features, the one with all the accuracy, he was able to give those away for free. How is this any different now? Nobody thinks about any of that but my toxicity. Ernesto, my friend, happy Thanksgiving.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
Welcome, welcome. Oh, Ash, you didn't know? You didn't hear this? People were doing reviews on them, showing how crappy those things were, how full of flaws those things were. And then what would he do? Oh, I'll send you a new one. And they would do a review on the new one for free that they got for free. And it was worse than the first one. Even more full of flaws, even worse paint problems, even worse everything. Again, it's a $2,000 piece or $1,800, even if it was $1,000, which it wasn't. These 89 vehicles. Nefty, if you're in here, let me know how much you were paying or how much you paid for the 89. They were nowhere near $1,000. I can tell you that right now. So they were almost, if not more than 2,000, they were about 2,000. So if you're able to send out free $2,000 pieces, how valuable can that possibly be? Sean, my friend, welcome. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing. Welcome, welcome. So I'm saying this shit makes no sense, but people swallow all of it. They defend it. They don't know what they're talking about. And then I'm the bad guy because I bring it up. That's why these people, to me, are retarded. That's why these people, they could say whatever they want about me. It will never affect me because they're retarded. They can't even think properly. And again, the worst thing is they don't know what they're talking about, but they go defend the bullshit. They defend the bullshit. Too happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
Guys, please hit the like button. There's 27 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. So, it's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. But again, nobody thought about that. Nobody thought about that. Right? So now the bat wings are about, what are they? I don't know, 1,200, 1,300, whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. So if that's the case, suddenly you need 3,000 to make a penny. But then suddenly, oh, just kidding, 1,500 will do. What do you mean? We are coming into December. You're getting ready to name your figure of the year. No, I got to do my top 10 of the year like I did last year. Last year was my first year doing that. How much did you pay for the 89 Batmobile, Nefty? Let everybody know. Yeah, I told you guys I'll be doing my top 10 again. I'll be doing it live, obviously. I'm not gonna make a video on that. I'm not a YouTuber. My thumbnail will not be I will be okay. We're waiting for Nefty to respond. I think he's a little ashamed. He avoided my question. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, Bob is not here. Bob is gambling right now. I thought I was going to side by side, but nope. He came in, played with our feelings and left. Oh, somebody I I put a post in the group and I put, guys, the hobby is dead. Somebody just commented, I stopped collecting hot toys because of the poor leather quality, especially now the price is increasing a lot. So why are we in the collecting groups? What are you collecting? In art? $14.99. Was that all in, shipped and everything, or was that the base price, Nefty? CSI, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
Let us know. Was that shipped, Nefty? Because I could have sworn it was way more than that. It was almost like $2,000 at one point. I remember people talking about it was almost $2,000. Yep, there you go. Told you. So it almost came out. It almost came out to almost $2,000. I remember that because everybody was like, yo, this is almost $2,000. This is not even that good. And so that's my point, right? So if you see shipping was $300. So if you got $14.99 plus $300, that's $17.99. That's almost $2,000. So almost $2,000 for something that he's able to give for free. How much is that worth? How worthless is that? So let's say he takes into consideration that the person already bought one, right? So the person already spent $17.99. Fine. Now he's able to ship him another one for free. So another $300 fee that he comes out of pocket, right? Which he doesn't, but let's say he does. $300 out of pocket to ship it for free. So he's able to give the person $14.99 and $300 for free. So $17.99 for free, even though the person paid for it. So what does that tell you? How much money do you think he's into that vehicle for? I can tell you, for him to be able to do that, to send it out for free, which he charges, which again, it could be a lot less, I don't know, than $300 shipping, but he charges $300 shipping. Those vehicles most likely cost him maybe, and this is over exaggerating, maybe about $400 or $450, max $500 per vehicle, and he's charging $14.99. So even if he sent them a free one with free shipping, he still made money on it because he had already bought one. So think about how much money he is making that he's able to give you one for free and ship it to you for free. Because I can tell you he's not coming out of pocket for any of that. Guarantee you that. Because if he was, he wouldn't be sending out nothing for free. But he knows that he made so much money on that single vehicle that he was able to do that and still make money, because it wasn't a bother for him to do that. He didn't make a big, hey, I don't mind sending you one, a new one, but can you at least pay for shipping? And let's say the person paid for shipping, which I know they didn't, but let's say they did. Okay, they paid $300. So what does that mean? How much is that vehicle worth that you're able to give another one for free? Clearly, $17.99 already has both of them covered, guaranteed. Because no company is going to give anything for free if it's not part of the. Again, I'm not saying no company does. I'm not saying it never happens. That's not what I'm saying. But no company is going to be losing money giving shit out for free at $2,000, $1,799, $1,800, whatever it is. It ain't happening. So when he tells you, I need $3,000 to make money, yeah, he needs $3,000 to make a killing. Not to make money, to make a killing. That's why 1,500 pieces for the Batwing is perfectly okay all of a sudden because he's still making a killing. It is very simple. All this stuff now, remember, before he used to make it in the Netherlands, now he's making it in China. It only got cheaper. It only got cheaper. So obviously, the more they make, the more items, the more orders he gets, the more pieces he sends to the factory to get done, the cheaper rate he gets. That's just common sense. Just like when you buy anything wholesale. The more you buy at wholesale, the cheaper it gets per item. So that's why he needs to make 3,000 so he could get per item way cheaper. So the markup gives them a sick profit. Nobody thinks about any of that. Remember, I respect all humans. But you people got to think about this stuff. They're taking it, and that's why I said I will never buy anything Jazz Inc. ever again. None of the stuff, again, the vehicles. This is your pride and joy, your vehicles. Jazz Inc. Dioramas making vehicles. That's what you focus on, and they're still shit. What do you mean? What are we doing then? If you can't even make what you're supposed to be the maker of, if they're not even good, what are we doing? What are we buying? If your vehicles can't even be painted properly, what are we doing? What are we buying? It is insane. I know my language is wrong. I get it. It's a fact. I know my hate speech bothers people. It's a fact. Nobody thinks about any of this. They just see a piece. Oh, I need it. Same thing with Hot Toys. The difference is we're not paying over $1,000 for anything Hot Toys, and we're getting better quality, better figures, custom bodies for every figure, licenses, IPs. We're getting it all from Hot Toys at a very decent price, and they're getting more expensive. Absolutely. The figures are getting better. But people want to hate on the good shit to go talk about and praise the garbage that's ripping them off. Same thing with Caustic. You think any of that Caustic stuff is worth what they're charging? You think a Kit Bash like the Bloodsport figure is worth any of that? You think that Conan that looks like that is worth any of that? No. But people see the figure. Oh my God, I need a Conan. Rudy, I need a Conan. Doesn't matter how it looks. I need it. Oh, it's 400. That's okay. I need the figure. That's what it is in this community. And that's why this hobby is dead. It is crazy. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. Like I said, everything is a ripoff from that company. Everything. Everything. And like I said, none of this, it's your money. I don't care. It's not affecting me. I'm just telling you my experiences and how I think about it and the factual information about it. But it is like, wait, like you could put that money towards anything else. Anything else. It is crazy. Really hoping Hot Toys comes out with a Catwoman and Penguin. No, I'm telling you, it is a matter of time. Like I said, there is absolutely no way that a company that doesn't make figures like Jazz Inc. has the license for that figure. Hot Toys is not going to sit back and be like, oh, it's okay, we don't need it. When you know it's going to be better quality, better price, it's going to look better, the body's going to be custom, the outfit's going to be more accurate, everything about the figure will be way better than anything Jazz Inc. will make. And again, it has nothing to do with the people making it. They're not Hot Toys. So it'll never be anywhere near a Hot Toys figure. It'll never look like it. It'll never be like it. It'll never be worth anything like it. So you don't want to believe that? That's your problem. Go spend your money on Jazz Inc. and Caustic and whatever else, and InArt. Remember, the king InArt. So, but again, this is why the hobby is dead. That's that's $14.98 too much. Oh my god. I'd pay $1, he said. I'd buy that for $1. No, it's insane. It's insane. I was back from my sister's Thanksgiving buffet. I'm fat stuff like like that new fat Batman. Batman. Harold, my friend, happy Thanksgiving.
I'm doing.
Welcome. Long time. Where have you been? It's rude. Yo, it's crazy. It is insane. I again, everybody works for their money. Everybody likes what they like. Everybody, I respect those humans. But like, open your eyes a little bit. Blindly following and blindly defending this stuff is like, yo, like, what do you mean? Like, these people, when they talk like this, they sound vaccinated. These people sound vaccinated. That's how insane it sounds. Okay? They got double vax, triple boosted. That's what they sound like. Blows my mind. And remember, I'm the hate speaker. I'm the bad guy. My language is wrong. Meanwhile, I respect those humans. You know what I mean? It's true. It's true. It's true. It is insane how these people operate. I don't understand how a lot of this community goes through life. I can't. It's like, how do you not get ripped off everywhere you go? If they're ripping you off with toys, how are they not ripping you off with a house? How are they not ripping you off with a car? Especially a car. Car is the biggest scam. Buying a car is the biggest scam. Okay? And everybody drives. So if they're ripping you off with toys, you're triple paying for a car. Guaranteed. It is insane. This queen. This guy. So, it's crazy. It is crazy. Guys, there's 31 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. So that's what I mean. And that's what I tell you guys. You could hate my hate speech all you want. It is all factual information. You could hate my tone all you want. It'll be okay. I will be okay. I will be here telling you the truth 24/7, 365. Okay? That's just what I do. I can't help it. I'm sorry that my hate speech twist your tampon a little bit. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to have you like me. I'm not here for you to, oh, guys, come talk to me about InArt because it's so good. No, never. You're here for facts. You don't like facts? Go in your dream world at every other stream where they lie to you, where they play with your feelings, where they tell you to go buy garbage so they can benefit off of your dumb ass. That's okay. I will be here for my channel members. As you can see, I'm literally streaming for Ash and Ash only because I wasn't going to stream tonight at all. You guys know I don't do release videos, and good thing the Armored Batman was out. But I don't do release videos because, like I said, it's literally 99% usually the same thing as the prototype, unless it's situations like when the Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan show came out, remember it had one head sculpt, and then the day before the actual release, they showed you the updated head sculpt, and then boom, the new figure. So that's something important to talk about when you get changes like that. But besides that, it's usually the same exact thing. So that's why I don't really do release videos. I may do some here and there depending on the figure. I don't think I'm going to be doing them all the time. If I do, then I do. But I've never done it for a reason. So, but tonight, like I said, I wasn't going to stream at all. But I did it because Ash was begging us 2 days ago. I have a car fast. Where you're trying. Oh my God. No, I'm telling you, these people get ripped off big time. They gotta. If they believe a toy company, everything they say word for word, you're going to tell me they don't believe a car salesman, everything they say word for word? If they defend somebody from a company lying to them so they could take more of their money, you think they're not going to believe a car salesman who is lying to them to take their money? I hate my hate speech, guys. I hate my hate speech. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next